Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is shadow work and mental health. One of the things that's very important as a practitioner of magic, a witch/sorcerer, is shadow work. And I know you hear that term a lot of times, but I want to take it a step further. One thing about shadow work, which that term was really called by Carl Jung, psychologist, and who had occult abilities himself, but it was coined by him. But shadow work makes you work on the unpleasant aspects of your personality and your traumas and your fears. So it's not about getting rid of that because your shadow's not going nowhere. But what you can do is magically integrate it. And we know right now, within the last 30 to 40 years, mental health, trauma, and everything, that has really gone through the roof exponentially. So that's the danger of magic, is that the shadow work is unavoidable. And then you can juxtapose that with the tunnels of Set, the 22 tunnels of Set, and the Qalipoth, and going through Golachov, Thamael, Gamaliel, etc. And the thing about it is that shadow work really will reduce you to tears. Literally. Give you an example. Sometimes, let's say you reflecting on relationships with your family or friends that you were so close to in your younger years, like a teenager or early 20s, and then, they start going their way and you start going yours, and you reflect about it. But this is when you know that the trauma is putting you in a position of going through a metamorphosis. You will start crying at the most inopportune times. I remember one time I just had a meltdown. I was just watching this movie, and then I thought about listening to this song, and out of nowhere, my eyes just started getting sweaty. And that's what I mean by that. And I want to tell you something else that I wish that I would have learned ages ago. When you're practicing magic, especially if you're a solitary practitioner, it's very important to network and find someone that you can talk to and ping pong your experiences off of, whether that be through social media, occult groups, or just another practitioner that you share similar traits, or you have come from a similar background. Because if you're trying to do this by yourself, you're going to break. So it's very important, so you don't think that you're all alone in this. Because a lot of people that I hear sometimes when they first start dealing with magic, I thought I was the only one that thought like this. I thought I was the only one that was feeling this type of way. No, you're not the same. That's why it's very important. No man or woman is an island by themselves. So it's very, very important that you learn to talk to somebody that's also in the craft. Very important. I cannot stress that enough. And when you're doing the shadow work and you really start thinking about it, the crazy thing is, a lot of stuff that led to your decision-making process up to now will start to make sense. Whether it be when you connect it to astrology, your natal chart, or numerology, or just when you really, really start paying more attention, because the occult makes you do that. You start paying more attention. You become more detailed, arcane oriented. You do that. And certain things that would have appealed to you 15 to 20 years now, you have more awareness as well as sophistication. So when you're doing the shadow work, I always say this jokingly. If I was back, I don't know, 100 years or something like that, I think I would have strangled the old me. I'm just going to be brutally honest. I probably would have did that. So I just look at that and I know that the shadow work is going to take you into a cavern of darkness as well as regret. But it's necessary, and that's why you really have to be cogent when it comes to your mental health, and don't feel ashamed about it. And also, is very, very important, don't become a prisoner of your past. Well, I took this job because of this. I was in this situation because of that. You can't hold yourself hostage because of decisions that you made then that you wouldn't make now. Because then that means that you take on a victim mentality. And victims are going to attract other victims as well as leeches. And we don't want to do that, do we, family? So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.